Now, I don't know where this is from or who made it. All I know is that it's an abomination. And it smells like Ubisoft. It's probably that someone that actually understands gamers thought that, hey, this is marketable. Like, why don't we get the IP and we can sell this? But they forgot that their company are staffed with absolute imbeciles that are possessed by an ideology which forbids them from creating anything of value. So you get this. And what is this? Well, this is apparently 2B, which has the body type A. Like, she looks like a man. The shoulder weight, the design, everything is to make her look more masculine. And usually the cope is that, well, like, masculine women exist in real life, you fucking bigot. Just pay the corporation your money. Just pay your money, you pay piggy, and shut the fuck up. Like, how dare you not buy their product? But in this situation, it's not whether or not masculine women exist in real life. The question is that this is not 2B. Like, we already know how 2B looks like. So the question has to be is, like, why did the designers, why did they choose? Why did they get that entire team of people to make her look like this? Because this is not some random artist on Tumblr and this is their style, so this is how they know how to make a character. No. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, multinational. They have teams of people. And in order to get a character from the designing table all the way until it's being shipped, it goes through many approval processes. There's like a dozen or more talented artists, professionals, that are looking at the character. So everything done, every little detail is being autistically examined, and this is exactly how the company wanted the character to look like. It's not that they couldn't make it different. It's not that they couldn't make her feminine. No. Like, this is done on purpose. So the question is why? Like, why did they do it? If they know that the original character sells, if they even got the license for the original character in order to appeal to the original fans, why did they make the change? And the answer is purely ideological. You see, people on the left, they believe in equality, and they believe that equality should apply to everything, including beauty. Like, they notice that people like Gal Gadot, and Gal Gadot has beauty privilege, if you will, but people don't like, let's say, I don't know, a Democrat from Portland that looks like a man in a wig, right? Like, when that person comes up at a beauty contest, the judges go like, ew, brother, ew, brother, what is that? Ew, right? It's not that they're not a nice person. Is that they may not be a scientist or a well-renowned politician or admiral in the Navy? It doesn't matter. We're talking about strictly beauty. Just like the beauty aspect of a person. Most heteronormative men like feminine women. And anything that deviates from that is less likable on average, statistically speaking. And this is reality, right? So the left, they like to change reality. They don't enjoy the fact that reality isn't equal, that not everyone has the same beauty privilege like Gal Gadot. So how do they change it? Well, they come up to the conclusion that beauty is actually a social construct. It's not that you seem to be attracted to someone that looks like Gal Gadot. It's more like society has trained you like a monkey to like Gal Gadot. In reality, you can also like men with wigs. It's just that, like, society hasn't taught you, hasn't opened your eyes yet to the truth. So how can they do that? Well, they think that if they put a man in a wig in every commercial, in every TV show, in every video game, in every movie, then people will start changing their preferences. They will pray the straight away, if you will. Basically, the idea is that if 2B gives happiness and joy, then putting a man in a wig instead of 2B, people are going to associate the happiness and joy with the man in a wig. And if they do this with everything, if they do this with everything that brings happiness and joy, if they do this with Walt Disney, if they do this with 2B, if they do this with other video games, then eventually people are going to associate happiness and joy with men in wigs. So this was their theory. And take into account that left-leaning people, they look like at academia as the science. Like this is the universal way that humanity can understand things. So academia cannot be fallible. Like everything that comes from the mouth of a university professor has to be the truth. Because otherwise you're shattering their entire reality, right? So they started adding men with wigs in every video game, in every TV show, in every movie, until you get 2B looking like this. But unfortunately, instead of like the happiness and joy from the 2B to be associated with the man in the wig, is that the man in the wig, the feeling of ew brother, ew what is that, went to 2B. And the feeling of ew brother, ew is now in the entire AAA gaming industry, is in the entire entertainment industry in the West. It didn't work the way they expected. Instead of the man in the wig getting the happiness and joy, everything is ew, ew brother, ew. And this is why the activists are absolutely livid when you're criticizing their characters. This is why they're foaming at the mouth, because like they thought they were subversive. They thought they're like the better person in the room. They're the adult. They're the mother that hides the carrot inside the broccoli. But instead of making the carrot tastier, it makes the broccoli disgusting. This is what's happening. And when the child spits the broccoli, they're like, pooh! Well, they get really upset. They get angry. They're not angry because you don't like the broccoli. They're angry because you don't like the carrot. And this is why they are dead set on financial ruination. This is why like their ideology is more important than the product. They don't care about entertaining you. They care about educating you. And they're very open about it at various game development conventions, on Twitter, in various places. Like, this is not hypothetical. I'm not assuming. Like, I'm actually listening to what the activists are telling. And they want to use the video games as a way to change society, as a way to reshape values and change the world. And it just ends up people not buying their stuff. And when that happens, they don't want to say that they're upset because that would expose their subversiveness. So they will call you a gooner. They will add all sorts of insults in order to get you to shut the fuck up and either buy the product, or if you don't want to buy the product, be quiet. Don't give a review. Don't tell anyone why you're not buying it. Don't expose the fact that you are aware of this subversion that they're trying to pull. And this subversion isn't just to character design. It's also pronouns, body type A, body type B, removal of the word feminine from video games. Like, they don't have the word woman anymore. Right? Like, all of this is to create the gender abolition concept, which is the idea that femininity has to be erased, masculinity is toxic, and everyone should be like this gender ambiguous thing like you see here, and this is what's beautiful now, right? So they genuinely think that 2B is beautiful because it's 2B. So as long as you have the title of 2B, you can get a person from the streets, cosplay them as 2B, and everyone will love them and they will appreciate them like the original character. And when they notice that it's not the way they think, they cannot say, okay, well, maybe the theory was bad, because then they would have to assume that academia can be wrong, which is inconceivable in the mind of a leftist.